When it comes to female covert narcissists, the most dangerous feature of these people is projection. Projection is particularly troublesome because when it comes to, say, romantic interests, these people can be particularly dangerous in the professional environments and other social settings. The reason being is when they develop any kind of envy for women and their relationships, if they develop an attraction for somebody in power, like a boss at work, what they do is they will start to develop an attraction. They will want that person's admiration and attention, and they will use their physical features to attain that. But you see, the problem is that when they develop these infatuations that are very intense, they will experience that the other person is responsible for this. They will essentially be a victim to the other person's perceived advances that they feel themselves powerless to because it's starting to affect them. This is this is also the basis of paranoid ideations. Because you see, anything and everything that the narcissist is feeling emotionally will also contaminate the manner in which their brain constructs their interpretation of other people. You ever notice whatever moods they're in, they think that you're in? You ever notice when they're angry, they're going to act like they're not? They're going to say, you're mad, and they're going to try to trigger you? Well, when it comes to this, I've seen it firsthand. I've watched it happen with men as well. You see, this is one of the reasons why people think that narcissists in this context, like dating and romance, seem to be grandiose or very confident. Well, if you lived in a world where your own feelings became reciprocated without the other person's cooperation, you would feel pretty confident as well, because they experience a green light. They will actually even be as delusional as being on someone's live stream when there's hundreds of other people, and they will feel like this person is talking directly to them, and this could be good or this could be bad. They will be having emotional swings and fluctuations based upon this phenomenon. They will actually feel like whatever it is that they feel about somebody is mutual. That is part of the grandiosity of them. And so if they admire somebody, they will actually become punishing whenever the admiration does not occur to them as reciprocated, as if you let them down, disrespected them, or disappointed them. You see, that's part of where the entitlement comes from, because it's as if you failed them, disappointed them, or deceived them. And so when they have a break in their narcissistic, subjective, entitled reality that doesn't match reality at all, this reality dawning upon them is often the catalyst for their sadistic, undermining smear campaigns and efforts to betray you or ruin your life. These women can destroy marriages simply by being the new girl in the office and then gravitating to a man in power and craving his attention and wanting to be the teacher's pet and be as valuable to that person as possible. But they will also need to take it further. They will feel entitled to the reciprocation of their lustful ideations and fantasies. And when they fantasize about someone, their fantasy has you being the one fantasizing. You see, that's why they appear so confident, is because in their world, it's you that is initiating this entire thing. This can be dangerous when it comes to issues like human resources, because rather than being acknowledged as caught in some cheating scandal, they are going to be the seduced victim of somebody in power who used their influence to manipulate them, and they're going to want to destroy this person's life, get paid for it, and they don't care who they destroy in the process. They will be crying to the wife. They will feel so bad. They will be such a damsel in distress, and this pattern will go on and on and on. These damsels in distress are destructive. They often use your compassion and sympathy in the organization and orchestration of sudden life emergencies. They will beguile you into thinking their life is all together and perfect, but they will be exiting some tumultuous relationship that they did not even mention. And then voila, suddenly they're homeless. Suddenly they had some unexpected life event, and you're the only one that can help them. And then if you get appealed to in this chivalrous nature, whether it's a death in their family, a death of a business partner, some major life event is often what draws in men, because sometimes they will start casual flings and exciting fun times with you, and you'll think that you met this really awesome, amazing, fun-loving person that's so free and just likes everything that you like for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then boom, you're going to get some phone call and this person's panicking, they're crying, there's nobody there for them. They just need you to come over right now. And then they'll be giving you some scoop on some unexpected crazy thing, and you'll just be stunned like, oh, what do we do? Okay, hey, you could stay with me or you could da. And so when you start going into chivalrous mode, they've got you on the hook because they likely just destroyed some other dude and now are finding another supply. You see, so the paranoid ideations not just apply to when they're doing something bad, it also applies to the projection of lustful thoughts. And so they will actually have issues where when they're developing lustful thoughts and inappropriate thoughts towards males, because they will always have this happen, always have this happen. Many female narcissists automatically presume that this person must want them, and they will be talking like they need to set up boundaries. Like they're somehow the victim of all the advances of all these men, and they may not even be attractive. And you see, because they fall into this victim cycle of feeling seduced and overwhelmed by your beauty and your this and your that, they will be constantly and effusively praising and trying to build people up that they're targeting this way. But you see, they will deeply personalize this experience, and like a fatal attraction, they will fantasize that it's reciprocated. This is why they move so hard to stalk and betray, hurt, and smear people, because at some point, this fantasy is going to come crashing down around them, and they're going to feel humiliated and betrayed by their own mind, but they will not have the integrity or the self-awareness to accept responsibility for orchestrating this entire charade. You see, this is also the basis of stalking behaviors, because you see, their obsession is something where they will fantasize it's reciprocated. So when you see these people that are stalking celebrities, the stalking behavior is their fight to regain a semblance of control over their own obsession. You see, they feel victimized by your beauty. They feel victimized by this desire. That is why these men online are so angry at women. Because when they see beautiful women that are unattainable and these narcissists are not social and do not have any real experience, they become vengeful, rageful, and spiteful because they're victims simply by observing things that they covet, and they're envious and they want to punish, hurt, humiliate, demean women, and they develop very, very sick, sadistic mental states, and they continue to deteriorate online. And so the stalking behavior is because once this reality comes crashing down and they enter into an obsessed state of victimhood, they cannot let it go. And so they have to project this anger and rage as a way to try to mitigate their fantasies and attachments that they are now victimized by. But at the same time, by projecting you as the enemy, it entitles them to make an effort to regain control by punishing you. They also need to try to be important by getting your attention. They need to know that they're suffering not alone, that they want you to suffer with them to try to establish fairness, because they are, of course, the victim. And they will be victims to strangers and even people that they encounter online. And that is why you will get online stalking, troll, female narcissists if you are a content creator male.